did not know anything, but her demeanor, they had just gotten scored on a set piece, and she was like calm, cool, collected, not yelling, not anything. She came out of the hodgepodge of players after the goal being scored and was like, all right, let's go, let's pick up. And there was just something about her, and I mentioned that to Coach Gogan, and he was like, yes, that's her. It's steady Eddie, but she's everything for them.
And we are underway. LSU, of course, with Molly Swift, the senior, second in the SEC this year with 70 saves. She'll be between the pipes, trying to keep it clean for LSU. Tigers with a couple of players in the starting lineup today that have not had a lot of starts on the season. One of them is Jocelyn Olivere. She's got her 5th start of the year, the freshman out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. And then Olivia Wilkes making just her 3rd start. She is a grad student out of Preston, England. But again, a lot of familiar names. Ida Hermansdottir and, of course, Thorson. They're going to be at the top of the offense trying to score early for LSU.
One player that I've been excited about since kind of the latter part of the season for LSU, and she had a great game against the final home game against Ole Miss, is Tilly Wilkes. She's one that she's really hit the. You want to talk about peaking at the right time? And that's number 22, Tilly Wilkes. She's doing her thing and really doing a great job.
Here's an opportunity for Cariel Ellis. 2 Tiger defenders swarm her just in front of the box, and Swift will blast it out of play. Watch out for Cariel Ellis, one of the better goal scorers and providers. Quite a few assists on the season for her, another talented player for Coach Kogut.
First 5 minutes here is crucial for both teams. It's getting a test, and really and truly, it's Lamar's one of their best places, times to catch LSU off guard. Kind of as they're getting themselves organized, getting their pace under them, understanding what Lamar can do. That's where Lamar can press and check their speed, and see if there's any mistakes that they can capitalize on.
Ellis, the 5'10" transfer out of Tennessee. She does have another year of COVID eligibility left if she wanted to come back as a 5th-year senior, and Coach thinks that she will do that. Lamar, the champions of the Southland Conference Tournament. They won the regular season as well, had just 1 loss all season. Throw-in coming for the Cardinals in the white jerseys, red letters.
Well, Lamar is coming into this game peaking. They've peaked all season. They've had a fantastic season, a lot of scoring. They're very fast-paced. They work well together. They condense the field and then tighten the field as a team very well, and they're very, very well connected, and it all starts in the back with their goalkeeper, and they're extremely organized. And you're going to see that. They have a lot of goal scorers, high goal scoring opportunities, a lot of games that they've won by more than 2.
Here's McPartland, feeds it near side. They'll need to tighten up now, like you said. LSU deep in their territory, trying to bring it in the box. 2 players head down, and it looks like the foul's on the purple and gold.
The success that LSU is going to have is spreading out Lamar's defense. That's what they need to do. That's their bread and butter. LSU's very good. Here you go. McPartland having a great look right there. Dynamic pass and a good look for Ida Hermansdottir to get down in that. And she's getting her legs underneath her. She's getting her legs back after being injured.
Good to see her back for NCAA tournament play. Both teams pretty healthy coming into this matchup. This one will be knocked back. And Panis, with a great boot and the wind, sends it into LSU territory. LSU, 3 Tigers received all SEC honors for their efforts this year. Lindsey Jennings, first team all SEC at center back. Midfielder Wasila Duwara-Sowale, second team, along with Ida Hermansdottir, all SEC freshman team honors. Pretty impressive. In her first year, Hermansdottir just racking up huge stats. 6 goals, 2 assists, lead the Tigers in points.
She's an international player with international experience, professional experience, and so she brings a completely different dynamic and that kind of high-powered caliber to the LSU squad.
This will be a throw-in for the Tigers in front of their own bench. Love to see them in the purple kits tonight and the neon green goalkeeper jerseys. Those are fantastic.
I love it. So far this crowd is getting bigger and bigger and better as time goes on, which is a good thing.
Meg Shepard with the throw-in and a takedown there. Duwara-Sowale pleading her case, kind of got behind the intended target and knocked her to the floor. So a free kick coming 10, 15 yards back of the 18. Here's a closer look.
this is a quality opportunity, but here you go. It was, she came on the back, and if I were the ref, I would have probably gone more with a warning. That was on Linares right there.
Still trying to get up, talking with the athletic trainer, and I think she's about to pop up. She's a senior out of Barcelona, Spain, came to the States and spent a couple of seasons at Iowa Western Community College.
Number 10, Laura Lamar.
Hope that she's okay and can stay in for the rest of the game. Solid contact made there on LSU's side of the pitch. Now Molly Swift in goal has to get ready. A free kick coming. The defender of the year in the Southland Conference, Areli Alanes, will take the kick, the 5'5" junior out of the Houston area.
Looks like she's going to take it with her left foot, so it's going to be an in-swinger. Probably looking to go far post. Pull Molly Swift off the goal line.
Trinity Clark in motion. Here's one right at Swift into her mitts. And the first shot belongs to Lamar.
Again, the crowd and having those students behind Swift in that goal and them making great noise and this environment is what you want for a first round match in the NCAA tournament. Absolutely love it, and love what Coach Sean Hudson and what LSU athletics have done to create this type of atmosphere.
Go back in time a couple years. LSU's last home NCAA tournament game was in 2018 when the number 19 Tigers advanced on PKs versus Boston University. Carolyn Brockmeyer, there's a name, made 4 saves in the penalty shootout and helped LSU advance. LSU far sideline. Some nifty footwork there on the side by Angelina Thorson, the talented freshman for the Tigers.
She loves that. She loves that outside spot and finding space. She's thinking 3 plays ahead.
Diora
Fantastic.
Sawale feeds this one. Shot right into the hands of Panis. That was an attempt by Hermansdottir.
I think that was fantastic. Again, Hermansdottir finding her feet, getting her speed, getting her game back. And so I think that was a great look and great opening shot for her back into the game.
20 shots on the year for Hermansdottir. Now 14 of them are on goal. That's about 70%. Not bad when you're a true freshman.
You're starting to see LSU, get a little more comfortable, play their style. You can't come out relaxed. If you look at numbers and you think this is, Lamar, and LSU, difference in school and difference in, doesn't matter.
Here's Molly Baker with a 2-hopper into the hands of Panis. Some early work for her. We talked about it in the open. LSU might possess the ball a little bit more than Lamar. They've done something with their chances early on. They've got shots on goal.
Well, Molly Baker is one too that you don't give her space, but at the same time, even if you've got somebody on her, she's got a trick up her sleeve. She's got the ball bounces the right way for her. She does the work to make it bounce in the right way for her, but she does a great job getting just a quick twist on it. Big transition. This is the type of transition that Lamar wants to try to capitalize on.
Christine Itaru at the top of your screen with the ball here. 12 goals on the season. Very good in space 1v1. That one's kicked away though, and they'll say LSU will have the goal kick coming up.
That was good, hard, strong Shannon Cook defending against Kataro right there.
Coach Kogut told us Itaru, a very big-time player for them. They don't mind if she roams a little bit to try and find the ball. She's someone who can score regularly, and the teammates need to find her in this match.
Well, he gives her the autonomy, and with a player like that, you should. You don't want to put her in a box. But the best, and he talked about it too, and just watching some games and footage on her, is you let her do that, but they play best when she's looking not for the goal, when she's looking for her teammates, because it's creating more and more space and more opportunities.
Cariel Ellis, a strike partner for her. Ellis with double-digit goals on the year as well. That's Ellis right there on your screen, number 11.
That was a smart bring down by Lindsey Jennings to get to Tilly in the outside, that fullback position right there. Keeping the ball when you win it defensively is a huge that's a huge piece to keeping possession and keeping the ball obviously away from a lot of those transitional 1-2, 1-2 back and forth. When you can win the ball defensively and especially on a header or something like that, and keep possession. That's huge. Great run here by Wasilla
gets
Dwyer.
the feed back. She covered 40, 50 yards just like that. Taylor Doblez from the left corner. The pass in, knocked away by Panis. The Nebraska native sends that one away, and Lamar clears it.
That's a smart play. That's the LSU way. That is the LSU way, getting it out wide.
Lamar in the Southland Conference Tournament faced off with Texas A&M Commerce for the third time this year, and they fell behind 1-0. They came back, though, and like a steamroller, put 4 goals on the board. Kitaru and Cariel Ellis each 2 goals and an assist. They won the title game 4-1 last week. 5 of their players were selected to the all-conference tournament team, so you know you're facing a team with some talent here. Whistles blow, and this goes in LSU's favor.
Look, yes, LSU is facing a Lamar team that's confident, saucy. Like they play some saucy offense. You know, they got some good 1v1 players. They've got some players that are willing to take some risks. Another good win by Shannon Cook and getting that ball to the feet of Brendan McPartland.
Look how physical the play by Abby Jimza, the senior out of Wisconsin, taking it away. Ellis with the right foot sends this one wide and high of the crossbar. Her first real attempt tonight. Strong player. Coach talked about how she has people run into her all the time and the fouls aren't called because she's such a strong body.
That is well played by Lamar, bringing that ball out of the air. Great touch by Kitaru and playing that ball into Ellis that way. I mean, and she handled it very well. It was off a volley. Very well done.
That'll be a throw-in coming for Lamar. The Cardinals boast one of the most veteran teams in the nation, 13 seniors, but 10 of those seniors are transfers. So Coach Kogut came in, hit that transfer portal, and he got some really talented players to stay as well.
Yeah, his method, talking about it, he was like, all right, let's look at that transfer portal and let's find Texas players that want to come back to Texas. And I think that's, it's not outside the box, but it's smart, it's creative. You bring somebody back that's dying to come back to Texas and passionate about coming back home, and then you get them at Lamar and into their system, and he talks about their community being so, he had no idea how great of a community it was.
Jimza loses her feet there, still moving in the right direction for the Cardinals. LSU's back line darts it forward.
I'm telling you right now, just as this is happening, I was out here, checked things out yesterday and today. This field has never looked better. I mean, what a setting, how amazing this is, but to have the NCAA logo on it and just, everything looks so great. Fantastic job.
Here's a shot at Swift. It'll be wide right. That one off the foot of Linares. 39 goals on the year for the Lamar offense. Better than 2 per match.
Goal kick, Tigers.
Playing that ball quickly for the Tigers. Abby Gimza for Lamar, kind of holding there in the midfield. She's really, really good at picking up those loose balls and then distributing them to the players that are in the right spot. She's got a good read on the field.
That one goes up a level or two, but the back line of Lamar will track it down. The Tigers first played Lamar in 2016. They shut out the Cardinals 4-0 here in Baton Rouge. They rematched a year later. LSU scored 2 goals and pitched another shutout in this stadium. The series moved to Beaumont in 2018, but the results stayed in LSU's favor. The Tigers won 3-0 at the Lamar Soccer Complex. So 3 wins for LSU, 9 goals. They've never been scored on by the Cardinals. Here's a feed up for Linares. Can't quite get to her, and LSU's off on the run.
Ball picked up right there in the midfield. Tilly Wilkes trying to get it up and over. Smart play by Shannon Cook, winning that ball.
Lamar doing all they can to get it up to their top 2 forwards. Ellis and Kitaru Here's Kataru, right side of the box. 12 goals on the year. 1v1 against Cook, and she knocks it away.
Yes.
That'll draw a nice hand from the student section.
Yes, it will. And, Shannon Cook got her hand up trying to get that call for an offsides, and I'm one of those players. You wait till that. Don't worry about that. You better play that ball. I've seen it happen too many times, and here's this one-on-one defending that she plays really well.
Corner kick coming for the Cardinals. LSU's defense comes set in front of the goal. Left-footed kick coming in. Header won by LSU. And some room to run.
This is Angelina Thorson's, she loves it. You give her space, she wants it. She picks up speed as she gets going.
Mentioned that Lamar had scored 39 goals on the year. They've only allowed 9 behind the stellar defense of that goalkeeper, Nicole Panis. Here's a header. Ellis at 5'10", can't win it. That one goes into the far left corner. Panis with 9 shutouts on the year in goal, averaging half a goal given up. For LSU to get a score on her, that'll certainly mean something. Sawale sends it up closer to us here. Trinity Clark.
This is some more. This is the good LSU passing that we need to see a little bit more of. I thought Angelina was going to get on the end of that.
So goal kick coming for Panis. We're just shy of our first 15 minutes in the books. Still scoreless between LSU and Lamar. One game came to a finish prior to this one starting, and that was Mississippi State. They were hosting New Mexico State, and the Bulldogs won 2-1. That was a 1-0 game for the majority, though. So
wow.
2 late goals, one by New Mexico, one by the Bulldogs, and Mississippi State is moving on to the next round. Other games in action, Georgia hosting Samford, Tennessee hosting Xavier, and this is a good one, Texas A&M at Texas.
Ooh, bummer for that to be the first. There you go.
LSU moving up the field with numbers here.
Angelina's doing a great job, and she's going to find her touch. I think the first couple times she's gotten the ball, her touch has not been exactly the way she wants it to be. And knowing her, she's going to make those corrections, and it's going to be on at some point.
That one intended for Cariel Ellis, and instead LSU will track it down, and Wilkes. That'll go off of Ellis, and a throw-in coming for the purple and gold.
Free kick, Tigers.
Free kick coming for the Tigers after the whistle. LSU, one of 9 teams from the Southeastern Conference that made the NCAA tournament this year. And, Sarah, I think even more impressive than that, 7 SEC teams are hosting first-round games.
That's a great time to be in college, in women's college soccer, and to be in the SEC. Something that's been talked about. I had the privilege last week to get to do some of the games for the Sun Belt Conference. And, been doing these. And parity.
Header comes up to Molly Baker and offsides.
But parity is the big word right now that's happening. You saw it beginning last year, and it's really it's great to see so many teams, and not just the SEC, but everyone. It could be anybody's game any day, and the level has taken just a huge jump up, and it's fantastic for the NCAA as a whole, and for all young women wanting to get in college athletics.
Looks like a yellow card for Herman's daughter for arguing. So the first card of the game belongs to LSU, who's top 3 in the SEC and most cards pulled this year.
Well, that's a fun fact.
Panis, low liner in towards the midfield. I just think it means they're physical.
It does. It does.
Intended for Itaru. She has it in front of Cook. Ellis tries to play it back to herself.
Good defending by
Lindsey Jennings, one of the co-captains on this team. We haven't talked about her very much, but the 5th-year senior, vital to their success.
Well, she scored goals this year. She in most games, too, her and Cook, 2 defenders getting in games and getting to score goals, but the 2 of them, and Lindsey Jennings, you talk about consistency, she defines that. And amazing piece to that back line and Tiger success.
LSU player hits the deck.
What?
And the foul called on the Tigers. Coach Hudson throws her arms up in the air. Wilkes getting just her 3rd start of the year, still slow to get up.
I'm a bit shocked here on that one.
Let's get some clarification on the replay.
I mean,
Linares grabbed her head after a shot went to her heels. Another free kick coming in Tiger territory for Lamar.
I think getting out of this free kick right here, then LSU needs to they need to pick up their possession game, get into their passing and moving, their dynamic. When they move that ball together, that's when they get dangerous.
That ball headed out by Cook. Still in play, fighting for possession here is Doblez. And Doblez has it to Molly Baker. Back up to Doblez. No call there. It's out of bounds off Lamar. Some physical play. Brenna McPartland for LSU feeds it to Wasila Duwale. Taken away by Lamar. That back line has looked strong so far. Ooh, here's a nice move by Doblez. And again, the back line just takes it away. Nifty Deke.
Hermanstadter coming in on that outside. It was a good read by her to try to get the ball out wide.
Lindsey Jennings, and then kind of the slide kick. And the official draws the ire of the Tiger fans here in Baton Rouge.
Let's see what happened here.
Olivia Wilkes involved. Kind of a soft takedown, but a foul nonetheless on LSU.
Well, as long as he's not given a card here, it was a bit much. I understand a little bit here of the physicality, but a little bit smarter here on the call so that it's showing, you know, he's got better control of the game. It's going to get this crowd's going to get a little loud for him.
Kick to the front of the box, played through. Nice thought by Kataru, but it's right at the goal and out of play. That was Alanis, the defender of the year in the Southland Conference. That was an interesting story. We talked with Coach about Alanis. Last year she played in just 6 games, tore her ACL. They decided to make a switch. When he came in, she had never played defense before.
Yeah.
Defender of the year.
I mean,
how do you make a move like that? That is a player with a lot of focus and has been successful for Lamar.
Well, she just, you know, when you get out, oh, good look right there by Taylor Doblez looking to make that quick turn. When that happens, oftentimes, especially when you go out with the ACL and you have the opportunity, you lose the game you love, and you have the opportunity to come back, you come back with a whole new perspective. And so the fact she's getting to play, she's getting it. So I'm not shocked because you have a whole new zest for the game when you lose it and you get to come back and play.
Defender of the year, and she's just a junior. Another year of eligibility for her with Lamar. Wasila takes that one away, brings it back into LSU territory, and the Tigers will open it up a little bit. This one's fed out to Wilkes, who's playing in just her 9th match and 3rd start of the year. Here's Doblez with another nice move to the left side of the box. She pushes in and puts pressure on Lamar, trying to get the cross in and runs out of real estate. Good pursuit there by the Lamar defense.
Well done defending for sure, and Taylor Doblez trying to find that space and get herself to the end line to cross it back in. So much speed here. But that's LSU. We need more of that. More of that. They need to pick that up in order for them to get on the board. Lamar doing a great job defending and not allowing LSU to play their game.
In 2022, Lamar has been unbeatable on the road. They've posted a record of 6-0-1 away, and the Cardinals are 2-0 in neutral site matches. Of course, the Tigers tough to beat here in Baton Rouge. They've counted 5 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. Have a substitution. Number 9 coming in, Isela Ramirez from Pflugerville, Texas. will spell number 10, Linares. Ramirez tied for the lead on the team with 6 assists on the year, so she could be some instant offense for Lamar coming in. Herman's daughter feeds this one up towards the left sideline. And a throw in coming for the Cardinals.
They have a confident, Lamar has a confident offense. You know, you've got multiple players with, you know, more than one goal. And then you've had quite a few players that have come in, scored 2 goals on the season and won. So it's more than 8 players have scored goals and multiple goals for them.
Jocelyn Olivere playing keep away, gets it up towards the midfield. And a throw in coming, a little direction from Wasila, saying to send it into the middle of the field. You can hear the Tiger Band warming up. Love to have them on hand here. Here's Kitaru, and that's taken away. I thought it was interesting talking with Sean during the week. She said we're going to have the band on hand. And can you tell us, Sarah, how that came to be? A little hat tip from Kim Mulkey.
Yeah, well, there's a women's basketball game tonight, and it's normal for the band to be, the Golden Brass Band to be in the PMAC for a women's basketball game. And you're talking about creating an awesome environment for round 1 here at LSU. And what better than to get the band, and Kim's like, yeah, you know what? Y'all can have them tonight. Let's make history. So that's pretty awesome.
Goal kick for Panis. That one gets all the way up to Ellis, trying to feed Kitaru, headed away by Cook.
Ellis has just a clean touch on the ball. Really, really like smart and gets that ball and plays it quickly, is aware of where she is, and so she plays great balls with just smart pace on the ball.
Taking this up the field is Oliveri. Trying to cut in. Thorson on the year, 7 assists, 1 goal to her credit. They'll keep that away from Alanis. Less than 20 minutes remaining here in our first half of play in this NCAA first round game. Tracking that down is Ellis. That one just a little off the mark, intended for Kitaru. Wasila just kind of captaining the midfield for LSU.
I'm seeing Sean over here coaching the Saint, and I'm looking at her.
Here's Herman's daughter with the feed in. Just to the left of the cross.
And Sean, Coach Hudson over here is saying, hey, let's move. You need to move. Let's go. Let's go. The same thing we were talking about. Pick up that pace. Let's, get that ball. You can't wait anymore. All right? We understand how they play. The LSU understands how Lamar's going to come, what the pace on the ball, how fast they are, those types of things. Get that ball and start playing your style of soccer.
Herman's daughter and 5th-year senior Alicia Garcia have led the way in goals. Herman's daughter currently leads the team with 6 goals. Garcia follows with 5. You have a couple of players, Molly Baker and the freshman Sage Glover. They are also 4 goals apiece on the year. 10 different Tigers have scored multiple goals for Coach Hudson in 22.
That's one thing Coach Hudson loves. She likes scoring goals. She wants to attack, and don't let up.
Kitaru called for the foul there against LSU's back line. That was against Lindsey Jennings. Just a little too aggressive, trying to start the offense for Lamar. Here's a feed up the field to Wilkes, taken away. Again, LSU spending a little bit more time in Lamar's side than the Cardinals have been for the Tigers. Baker watches this one roll away, and a throw in coming. Should be for Lamar.
Wanting to push and press. LSU should. They should condense this field and keep the ball on this offensive side of the field for them and apply some offensive pressure on Lamar, really test them.
Now a throw in for LSU in front of Lamar's bench. There's Abby Jimza. LSU with it at the midfield. Herman's daughter in the middle of the field, hoping for a play her way. Wasila sends it up towards her. Molly Baker can't quite corral it, and now it's a foot race. Kataru trying to run through 2 Tiger defenders, and LSU had the numbers there.
Smart defending, though. Lindsey Jennings did a great job, and Shannon Cook. They communicated very well together. That's a lot of experience, and they know one another. But Lindsey did a great job of using her body and cutting the runner off and keeping her and the ball away from the goal. Well done.
Shannon Cook, one of the more veteran players in all the Southeastern Conference. 9 goals, 5 assists, and now 93 matches on her ledger. A lot of time in purple and gold for the Rickmansworth, England native. Here's Molly Swift, looking who to send this to. Just over 16 minutes remaining here in our first half. Top of the offense right now for LSU is Molly Baker. And a free kick coming for LSU.
Free kick, LSU.
Angelina Thorson getting the ball, looking to up, and the center ref getting in the way.
Thorson, far sideline, sends this one in. Doblez can't get a piece of it, and she's shoved to the ground just in front of the 6.
Those are the kinds of crosses, but she's got to have numbers in the box. You've got to have LSU getting in and having numbers in there, because once she realizes that is on, it's going to be on. She's going to keep delivering those.
Here's Kataru. Through 2 defenders, up to Ramirez. Ramirez to Ellis. Now Ramirez will track this down. Keeps it in play. The native of the Austin area by way of Pflugerville. Trinity Clark kicks this one back out. Loses about 15 yards of space. Here's Meg Shepard with a pass to the top of the box, headed out.
Good clearance by LSU.
Two shots on goal by LSU, just one by Lamar. A pair of saves for Panis in goal, and one for Molly Swift of LSU. Wasila took that one away outright, loses her footing, and Lamar will have to backtrack.
LSU needs to see how much space Lamar will give them in this opportunity. Push them, push them, push them, and that's one thing they're going to see. And Lamar is an organized back line. They're very good. They're good at being organized and try to catch LSU offsides if they can. But if I were LSU at this point, you want to apply the offensive pressure and squeeze them. You want to create space. You want to, when I'm saying squeeze, is get them out their comfort zone. Get them so that they're not doing what they're comfortable doing, and get some space for LSU. Create what they like so that they can build their offensive power.
Shannon Cook just got that one away. Cook, the defender, has scored a couple of goals this year versus Kentucky and Ole Miss. That was on senior night. Here's Baker with the sprint. Baker left side. The cross in. Wide open look. And it's Ida Hermansdottir, and the Tigers are on the board first. Goal, LSU.
That is a Molly Baker. That's what she does best. I told you, the ball bounces her way. Fantastic run. That's the pressure that LSU needs to apply. Look at those fans getting in on it. Ida Hermansdottir getting a goal, her first game back after being injured.
7th goal of the year. Let's take a look.
That's the Molly Baker speed right there. That is wisdom. She knows, she understands where she is. She understands where those defenders are. Smart play, keeping it low.
And she drew Panis out of the goal. It was kind of a wide open look for Ida.
That's experience, just a well-coached player coming and transferring from UNC, a storied program, and she came to LSU to make a difference like that. Fantastic.
So the Tigers take the lead with a little over 13 and a half minutes remaining here in the first half. I think the most important thing said there is that Herman's daughter got the goal in her first game back. The throw in by Thorson there could be a lot of good things to come from her. Opening up the field a little bit, long run coming.
Good save.
Wilkes with the save. That's just the 10th goal allowed all year by Panis and Lamar.
Again, don't count Lamar out at this point. They love to retaliate. And Panis does not like being scored on.
Tigers still playing in Lamar territory, looking for a little bit more. Going to extend the attack by Lamar. Cook will go backwards with it to Swift. Herman's daughter came into the game tied for 4th in the SEC with 6 goals, now 7 on her ledger. We've mentioned before this season, both her father and mother played soccer. Mom served as a captain for the Icelandic national team. She was here for the senior night festivities and the game before on Sunday. Awesome to think about what the future holds for her as a player for LSU.
You know, you're looking at the students that have showed up, and the LSU soccer team hit and went out and hit the ground wanting to build and make this game, you know, high capacity, lots of fans. And Herman's daughter went out to Greek Row and knocked on the doors and asked them one by one, come to our game. So this team, if they're willing to do whatever it takes to build and make this better, leave the legacy. And it's really exciting to see that this is what we have here tonight in Baton Rouge.
It's great to see the LSU offense put a little pressure on the opponent here in the first half. Here's a feed into the box. Cleared out by Lindsey Jennings. Now Wasila will try and track this one down. And Lamar does have players just in front of the 18. That one will be blasted into the student section, out on Lamar.
You know, the LSU team, in terms of their marketing and getting to come build this, get the fans out here. They went to the men's basketball game earlier this week. The first home game is the first home game, and new head coach. So there was a lot of energy, a lot of fans there, and Shannon Cook at halftime got on the mic, and gave this, like, we want you to come watch us. This whole speech. It was fantastic. So what a unique opportunity that these girls are getting to create what they want and how they want to make this program, make it theirs.
Well, when we talked with Sean Hudson earlier in the year, she said Shannon's that player. She's our captain. She drives the team forward. She sets the standard. And in her final year, I think a lot of younger players are going to take a cue from her and move this program forward.
Shannon Cook, I remember when she got here, and it's been fun to see her develop and love LSU the way that she does. And, yeah, extremely, passionate. And you talk about pride and passion and purpose. She embodies that for LSU.
Coach Kogan of Lamar told us that the British player on his team knows about LSU's Brits, knows about Shannon Cook. That's Holly Massey. She grew up in Cheshire, England, about 3 hours north of LSU's Shannon Cook, who was in Rickmansworth. LSU, of course, also has Tilly Wilkes, who's in the lineup tonight, and Brenna McPartland. Both of them grew up about an hour away from Holly Massey. Small world.
It is.
Great big ocean in between, but small world.
But you love that, and you have Wasila Duarisole, who transferred here from Lamar, and a lot of history in a way that isn't there, but there.
Lamar's 2 NCAA tournament teams came in 17 and 19. They went 0-1 in both of those, but that 19 team, while still a part of conference champions in the Southland, nice program set up by Steve Holman. And, of course, a lot of the talent that's here in 2022, now playing under Coach Kogut, set up a nice little foundation for that program moving forward. This will be a throw-in coming for the Cardinals. Looks like Shepard, the senior out of Nederland, Texas, will throw it in. LSU steps in front, heads it out. It's certainly a great debut season for Kogut, as this one goes into the hands of, or into the feet of Molly Swift. But I think Shawn Hudson really is kind of a rising star in the coaching ranks. She led her previous school to the Division II semifinals. They had a #1 ranking. And at LSU, now back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. She's elevated the Tigers to their first ever top 5 ranking last season. Just a very bright future here in Baton Rouge.
Visiting with her and, have an opportunity. Well played by Molly Swift. I'm a bit surprised she didn't go down on that and pick the ball up, but smart play. Coach Hudson's just amazing, and had the opportunity to meet her when she came on her interview, and I knew she was the right fit, and she's a player's coach, and cares about overall well-being. It's more than just what's happening right here tonight. It's everything, total package.
LSU Tigers getting some fresh legs with 6:56 left in the first. Alicia Garcia coming in along with Megan Johnson and Sage Glover, the freshman from New Orleans. Ida Hermansdottir and Thorson will come out, and I believe Molly Baker as well. So LSU should have fresh legs here
Again,
for the final 6.5.
You're looking at fresh legs, but these are players that have started games, that a lot of experience coming on, and what you hope and what typically happens, and knowing these players, Megan Johnson having that ball in the midfield, getting it out wide. They've been watching. They've been watching.
Nice little feed. And the back line of Lamar will take it away. I believe offsides called there, but boy, nice thinking by the LSU defenders, or the LSU offense coming in.
Yes, they've been watching. They see where things can be fixed, and so they're coming in and immediately filling in the holes and taking it up a whole nother level.
Three shots on goal here in the first half for LSU. One of them in by Ida Hermansdottir, who scored her 7th of the year. Whistles blow. And this will benefit LSU. They'll have a free kick coming. They send it up the field. Oliveira will bring that one back to Cook. Cook draws in Kataru. If the Tigers want to just try and play keep away and take a 1-0 lead into the half, they can certainly play that role, but they've got some offensive players on the field. We'll see if they try and set something up here.
If I know LSU and what they're going to do, I do not see them riding it out.
Doblez got hip checked into the turf, and I think LSU is going to have a kick in the box. A yellow card coming against Lamar.
Smart play. Doblez, of course, with speed coming in. That was unnecessary. Unnecessary foul in the box.
Juvonen, Kaisa Juvonen, arguing her case. Great scoring opportunity for LSU coming up.
It's heated. I understand. So we got a PK.
And who's going to call it? Molly Swift.
Love it. Well, I had the chance to get to watch him a little bit yesterday. Practice their PKs.
This will be the first PK of the year for Molly Swift. NCAA tournament action here in Baton Rouge. Goalie on goalie. Swift versus Panis. Swift looks as stern as anybody I've ever seen out on a soccer match. LSU senior, here's the attempt. It's into the back of the net. Tigers lead it 2-0, and the senior scores.
Stoic, ice in her veins, swift. She is, goalkeepers have to be good with the ball at their feet, and she saw her do the same thing yesterday in practice. Just beautiful. Well done. Way to go, Swift.
Panis chose correctly, dove to her right. The outstretched hand, though, wasn't enough.
When you practice that and you do that well, nothing can stop it. And that's why you do the same thing every single time, just like you would a free throw.
We talked about LSU standing pat and taking a 1-0 lead in. No, they were aggressive, got into the box, drew the foul, and the PK by Molly Swift makes it 2-0. Sarah, I'll have to check my box scores, but I'm pretty sure that's the first goal scored by Molly Swift in 3 years at LSU.
I think so, and it looks like Kogut just got a yellow card as well.
He must have not liking that hip check that led to the goal scored. 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Great turn by Megan Johnson right there in the midfield, moving the ball. There's something, you start to see a spark when Wasilla in the midfield, Wasilla Dwyer finds that spark, and she starts to get the itch. The entire offense for LSU clicks into a whole nother level.
How good has the defense been for Lamar this year, Sarah? This is just the second time they've given up multiple goals. They had a 2-0 loss against Northwestern State in the regular season. That's the only other time they've given up 2 goals.
Wow.
LSU still with plenty of players deep in Lamar territory, looking to open it up with a little over 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
LSU moving the ball around, doing a great job in the midfield here.
That one's got some air under it. Glover had it, trying to get it back. Wasila plays it through her legs and gets herself some real estate.
Smart play, and Lindsey Jennings getting in. Wanting to get that ball probably a little bit deeper, but it's not a bad idea.
Megan Johnson with the attempt. That one finishes a little wide right. The senior played in just 8 games this year with an attempt here in the back half of the first.
I think she tweaked her knee a little bit early on in the season, but Megan Johnson, look, probably a ball she wanted a little bit deeper, but went great to Megan Johnson. But you're talking about somebody who is just poised. She acts like a professional. She loves what she does. She's calm, quiet, but when she speaks, everyone listens.
Olivia Wilkes coming with the corner kick for LSU. I believe the Lamar coaching staff was worried that would be 3 straight possessions with a goal for LSU. The offense has come in a flourish. That one's knocked out, and a throw-in coming for LSU instead of a corner. Great hustle there by Juvonen, the senior from Finland, to just keep it at a throw-in. Johnson with it now, trying to get around her defender.
Great look.
The senior from Baton Rouge. Here's Kataru trying to track this one down, and Swift comes well out of goal and knocks it away. Now she'll have to retreat. Lamar with numbers, trying to create some offense here with a little over 2 minutes remaining. Eva Karen has come in. Karen, a sophomore from Iceland for Lamar. Does have 3 goals on the year and an assist. Colby Coleman from DeSoto, Texas. Tries to get a cross in. It's deflected by LSU and kept on the ground. That one intended for Glover. Back line of Lamar got a piece of it. Abby Gimza up to Kataru. Glover with that nice presence out there, putting some pressure on Lamar, and LSU takes it away. Johnson gets it back on the crown of the field. Sends it down to Wilkes. Can LSU generate another shot on goal here in what looks like the final minute of play?
1 minute, 1 minute remaining.
Jordan Johnson got a foot on that one for the Tigers. Shannon Cook heads it forward. Nice placement there by the senior. Oliveri with nice vision up the field a level.
Love that. Love that.
Glover tries to track this one down.
Glover, man, she's fast, she's quick, she's dynamic. She wants that ball and she wants to move it quick, but she's gonna go in towards goal. So much fun to watch.
Final 30 seconds. Lamar's defense keeps that on the ground. Kataru with the all-out sprint against Cook. She'll try and turn it in. Cook 1v1 trying to shut her down. Can LSU keep it scoreless? Blasted out by Jennings. Nice play by the Tigers for the final 10 seconds. Johnson puts some air under it. And the crowd counts off the final 3 seconds. LSU with a couple of late goals in the first half will take a 2-0 advantage into the locker room. Quick thoughts over the first 40.
It really is. I mean, just again though, it goes back to parity. There's no team on the SEC list that you look at and go, there's a gimme.
No.
That is no longer happening anymore.
We are underway here. First round of the NCAA tournament, second half. Sage Glover, bottom of your screen, number 50, stays in. The freshman out of New Orleans. 4 goals on the year. Nice rookie debut for her. If you're the Lamar coaching staff, what did you do over halftime? What kind of adjustments can you make? Because not only are you behind the 8 ball, 2 goals, but you've got to shut down this offense for LSU.
Well, I think just reminding Lamar to they can utilize their speed a little bit more, reminding them to stay condensed on offense. LSU wants to spread them out, so I'm sure that's something that he's talked about, and they did a great job finding their holes, finding their passing lanes. Great run right here by Hermansdotter coming out of the midfield.
Feeds it up to Glover, and that one just kind of knocked out of play. Goal kick coming for them.
I think finding some shots and taking some chances outside the box is something that Lamar could probably do a little bit better. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity inside the box, and if you're seeing the time and the space and to turn and take a shot, they need to capitalize on that opportunity.
Here's Carriel Ellis, 10 goals on the year, trying to bend this one in left side. Gets a little shove by Jocelyn Oliveri.
Very, very good, smart defending. I mean, you got to be, you cannot foul right there in the box, and he's looking. You know, he's yellow card throwing, and he's calling some easy fouls.
Freshman out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Jocelyn wears number 2 for the Tigers. Feed up the field, and it's a good one. Slows it down just a little bit, does Alicia Garcia, and Lamar will step in front of a pass. Coach Kogut was still in college in 2010. He's a young man, but he has made stops in Alabama, Rhodes College in Memphis, and of course the last 4 years at Texas A&M, which is a quality program in the conference. They were the 2021 regular season champions, so he's coming from a decorated program and now is the head man at Lamar.
Had nothing but great things to say about his 4 years at A&M and Coach G and what he learned from being over there and from his experience and time. And you can tell he's done a great job of implementing it as quickly as possible at Lamar.
Nice feed over the top of the defense. LSU with it deep in Lamar territory. Here's Molly Baker. That one's deflected. A shot just off the left post. LSU misses the scoring opportunity. Nice feed, though, by LSU from the left corner. Thought I heard a whistle, but play continues. This one into the hands of Swift.
Swift going to slow it down. We have somebody down in the midfield. Looks like Shannon Cook. Let's see, Molly Baker Looking for that one-on-one opportunity. Great look by Prince. Wow.
Deflected away.
But that was not Prince, that was Alicia Garcia with a great little left flick right there.
Garcia, previously at New Mexico. She's a college graduate already.
Alicia Garcia is one of my favorite players to watch with her back to goal. She's extremely dangerous, very aware, and notice it was that quick flick that she, was able to move. Good look.
Here's Garcia again, and they're calling for offsides on that Lamar defensive line, and they'll get it. This time against Garcia, who didn't look to be too far behind.
But at some point, it won't be offsides. So Garcia, get aware, know where the defenders are, but keep making that run because it was pretty. It's nice. It's on.
Coach Kogut was nice on the phone call with us, gave us all the time that we wanted, answered a ton of questions. I think the biggest quote that he said was that Coach G at A&M changed his life. Spending time being 2 seats down from him on the field just kind of fast-tracked his coaching career. He learned so much in a short amount of time.
It's, one of the best compliments someone can give, and, I think the other best compliment is the fact that he's implementing what he learned so quickly. And making it his. Hermannsdottir doing her thing and directing the flow for LSU.
Garcia crosses one in. That one intended for Molly Baker, but Panis comes out of goal and grabs it.
Again, Molly Baker is one of these players that she figures out a way to get on the end of a ball and make something special happen. Somehow, some way, it's amazing.
I believe Baker was credited with the assist on that earlier goal score by Hermannsdottir. She now has 6 on the year. Trails only Thorson in that category. Here's Baker with the ball. Just mentioned her. Left-footed strike. Little bit slow, maybe 2-3 taps off the grass, and Panis.
But, that ball wasn't for Molly Baker, and it was a great read. It was supposed to go to Alicia Garcia, and she was switching her run up. And, Molly Baker kept her run, kept going through, and it worked out. And I think, kind of didn't realize that she had more time and space. But Molly's scored this year on a similar run and goal like that, upper 90 far post. And, just she pulls off some amazing shots.
Diwara Sowale brings it down the field to Glover. Might get it back. Glover keeps it. Steps in front of this one is number 7, Jimza. Glover trying to cool it out. Since coming off the bench, she has been involved in most plays on this side of the field.
She's quick, she's fast, she wants to take someone on with the ball. She wants to create chaos.
You can hear the Tiger Band in the background with the Cash Money staple.
Again, I love it. But here's the shot.
Here's Ellis.
And Ellis is one that I'm super, super impressed with for Lamar. Just good with the ball at her feet. A great touch. When you talk about touch, I'm talking about receiving that ball out of the air, a good strong pass that's coming at her, and she's got 2 men on her. She's got a lot of pressure, and she's keeping the ball in her radius, in her area, and she does a great job of finding the next ball, the slotted ball through.
There's a pull down against LSU. No whistle called. Now we'll see it, a late call. Alicia Garcia got pulled down from behind by Kaisa Juvonen, the senior out of Finland. Here's another great scoring opportunity for LSU early in the second half.
The only goal, here's a good ball right here, replay. There again, Garcia back to goal, but being tugged down right there. But she's a player. She's very, very confident turning that ball.
In the past, we've seen players like Shannon Cook score from this distance. It looks like Hermannsdottir might be the one to take the attempt here. Tigers will swarm into the box, hoping possibly on a deflection to knock it in. This one finishes wide left, out of play, off of LSU. Brenna McPartland, the fifth-year senior out of Blackburn, England, with the attempt there. Not a very windy night here in Baton Rouge. The flags are laying listless, so no wind to kick into for Panis this time in the second half. A cool night, 73 degrees.
You know, Wasila Dwari-Soul for LSU, Sole did a fantastic, her momentum and her attacking prowess was building towards the end of the first half. And, you know, the worst thing could have happened to her was getting halftime, because she was starting to understand and read the flow of the game, and was starting to see where she can find her space and where she can paint that ball. And, yeah, I think she's finding it again.
No foul there on her. I think the official came by after the play when both players popped up and said, hey, cool it out. Here's Hermansdottir with the header. Whistle blows. I think that ball was out of bounds. Goal kick coming up. See if LSU last touched it out of play.
Yeah.
Hermansdottir certainly
like
aggressive.
It was over the end line.
The Lamar Cardinals in Southland Conference play, 10-1-1. They lost just to Northwestern State. Check this, dating back to 1999, the Southland Conference is 0 for the NCAA tournament. No league school has managed to win in 23 attempts. If Lamar's going to be the first, they've got a lot of work to do here in the second half. Lamar actually was one of the closest teams to carving out a win for the Southland Conference a few years back. They got sent to Texas A&M, and that match ended up being 0-0. They lost to the Aggies on PKs. I think that was in 2017. That's as close as the Southland has come.
So Garrett, what happens after this game? What's the direction? Where does everyone go? What happens here?
LSU has been matched up with the #1 overall seed, Florida State, who has played for 3 of the last 4 national championships. Florida State playing Florida Gulf Coast in Tallahassee. The Seminoles would host the winner of this match. And that's a bit of a matchup for anybody that's, you know, you're looking up at your opponent, of course. Florida State #1 most of the year along with Alabama. Talented program.
Well, that's where I ended my college career, at Florida State in the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Not before you guys got a win, though.
We got a win. Yep.
2007, LSU's first NCAA tournament win. Here's Hermansdottir, left side of your screen. She'll bend one in right in front of the face of the goal, and knocked away by Panis.
Great ball. Again, Panis is going to fight. She's going to go down, giving everything she's got. A great punch out by her.
Can we name drop an old teammate? I think in 2007 it was Rosalind Jones had the header to win it in overtime.
It was awesome. We were at Tallahassee. It was awesome. It was a fantastic game.
That's back when there were like regionals at the beginning of the NCAA tournament, not these home games in the first 2.
Yep. So you go and you're going to play 1 or 2 games there. And now that they've done a great job of, they need rest. You want quality soccer and these athletes to enjoy this experience and to play at the top and best that they possibly can. Give them the rest that they deserve.
This would be LSU's only game of the weekend. Florida State, if they advance, would host next week. First round action from Friday through Sunday to open up the 2022 tournament. Kick coming deep in their own territory for Lamar. Texas A&M has gotten on the board in Austin, but they trail the Longhorns 2-1 now through the first 74 minutes of play.
Bounced her way. Wasila's starting to feel it. Beautiful, beautiful connection happening here.
Hermansdottir with a little bit of real estate. This one to Garcia, plays it to herself, corner of the box.
Oh, not what she wanted, not what she wanted. I feel like Glover's going to pick it off.
Glover with an attempt here, and a nice clear by the Cardinals. Shannon Cook, all-out effort trying to track this one down, take control of it, because Kataru is certainly a talented player.
Yes, she is, and fast. Very, very fast. You have Lindsey Jennings, Shannon Cook back there, and you have Kataru and Ellis for Lamar up front that are both just very high soccer IQ players. And so it's a great matchup, and you got to have two quality defenders that know how to cut their runs off, get in between them and the ball and the goal, and shut that type of high-powered offense
Here's
down.
an attempt by Linares, smothered by Swift, left corner of the goal. First time she's really been tested tonight.
And again, though, what did I say before we got here is they needed to stop waiting to get into the box to shoot. And Lamar's doing that. They've answered that call. They've taken 2 or 3 shots outside the box, and a great one that was, and a fantastic save by Molly Swift.
The 5'9" senior with the full extension. Preserves LSU's 2-0 lead. Tigers cut the offense in. Takedown there. The Elena Clark got her legs tangled up. A little bit over 30 minutes remaining in regulation as Molly Baker watches that one go out of play, far sideline. Lamar ball. Eight shots for LSU, just 4 for Lamar. 5 on goal for the Tigers, 2 for the Cardinals. LSU's been popped with 6 fouls. Both teams have 3 offsides called against them. How valuable is a player like number 6, Wasila Duwara Sawale? 90 minutes in 7 of the last 11 matches to help preserve LSU's great record in SEC play, get them into the tournament, and get them into the NCAA tournament.
How valuable? Right there. I mean, she's an integral part of this LSU, and it's not just your offense. She threads and she connects. She connects the offense and the defense, and really has a great understanding of where she stands and where she makes her run and how she can work the midfield for LSU and connect that back line to the top, from top to bottom, and really, really done very well.
Lamar back in their own territory. Coach Hudson called Wasila a warrior, saying she'll run herself into the ground for this team.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar trying to move the offense forward here from the midfield. Alanes will try and track this one down. Now it's Kataru, their lead scorer. Kataru with a chance to cut it to the left, and does. Over to Ramirez, her teammate. Ramirez trying to open it up on the face of the goal. Kick in by Elena Clark, and that'll be deflected out. Clark, the junior out of Austin, Texas, formerly of Texas State. Coming in for Lamar, the original starter, number 12, Trinity Clark, and number 44, Maddie Gianolo, the senior out of Denton, Texas.
Number 44, Janolo in the game for number 5, Shep.
Great crowd on hand here tonight at the LSU Soccer Complex. They were hoping to set a program record. As Sarah told you, the team was out on campus handing out flyers, drumming up interest. Social media abuzz about this game. Tiger Band is here. The voice of Death Valley, Dan Bournet, in the stadium doing PA. It is all on tap tonight for LSU, who leads it 2-0.
And you know what? It's no matter what, Lamar coming here to this environment, and this is a special first-round NCAA environment. You can't ask for more here. You want fans. You want, win or lose, you want to play under the lights. You want to play with a crowd. You want the noise. You want everything. And LSU Athletics has done a great job of putting this together for this first-round game.
Alicia Garcia got tangled up with Urbizu, the grad transfer out of San Marcos, Texas.
Number 11, Thornton in for number 50. Lover.
Getting some assist from her teammate right now.
In for number 71, Baker. And number 13,
Urbizu's college career started in Louisiana at Grambling State, now with Lamar. Maybe just stretching out a cramp here.
Yep, I would say so.
Coach Kogut and the assistant talking with the official. Clock frozen at 27:05, and I think her intent is to stay in the game.
And he's saying, come on, you can only do so much time, but once she goes on the field, their athletic trainer goes on the field, she's going to have to come off. Look at LSU. LSU player getting in there and helping stretch.
Coach Kogut is assisted by Kurt Albrecht and Colton Bryant. And again, that's Urbizu on the field. There's Coach Kogut in his first season as a head coach. Comes over after assisting at Texas A&M. And Urbizu reluctantly comes out of the game. That's a senior, I'm sure, does not want to leave the pitch. Coming in for her will be number 15, Peyton Juiced. Coach Hudson looking on. Her team up 2-0. And a throw in for the Tigers in front of their own bench. Lamar with a little miscommunication there. Another throw in for the Tigers deep in Lamar territory. Little header to the top corner of the box. Doblez gives track on this one. It'll be knocked back, out of play. And another throw in for LSU.
I think it's a smart play here, having LSU. You have Megan Johnson, Herman's daughter in here. A couple different connections here with certain players to change up the offense for LSU.
Aggressive takedown there by Jimza, number 7, the senior for Lamar, formerly at Austin, PA. Free kick coming for LSU, and this is a chance for them to kind of send in a cross, see if somebody can head it past Panis.
LSU.
Setting up is Olivia Wilkes. Wilkes in her 8th match of the year, making just her 3rd start. Previously at South Alabama, now with LSU here in this first round of the NCAA tournament. There's the whistle and we're underway. Sends it in towards the face of the goal, and the header is good. LSU and Brenna McPartland go up 3-0.
Beautiful, well-executed goal by LSU on that free kick. Tilly Wilkes with an awesome ball, curving in. LSU offense making runs, getting in there, and Brenna McPartland is awesome. That's Brenna's 2nd goal of the year. Fantastic.
And the first assist. Great job there by Olivia Wilkes. Put it on a line, and McPartland buried it.
That was awesome.
You see the enthusiasm on their faces. The crowd has certainly had a lot to cheer for here tonight.
That's what you want to see. Yeah, that LSU has had some goals throughout the season that are like quality, ESPN, top notch, and these fans are now growing accustomed to seeing that, and this is why they come. They come to see it live. They come to see it in person, and then these athletes asking them, and connecting with them, it creates a bond.
Carriel Ellis of Lamar taken down by LSU's Lindsey Jennings. Free kick coming for the Cardinals. For LSU, it's been a pair of seniors who have scored tonight. Molly Swift on a PK, and now Brenna McPartland, the 5th-year senior out of Blackburn, England. First goal on the board belonged to the freshman, Herman's daughter. Molly Swift tracks this one down in the air, drops it momentarily, but gets her mitts on it. and snuffs out the scoring attempt.
Great free kick. You know, dangerous ball. Molly Swift did a fantastic job getting over it, getting on it, keeping it in her possession.
LSU Tigers tonight now with 9 shots, 6 on goals. For Lamar, just 4 shots, 2 on goal. Cardinals trying to generate some offense. Here's Oliveri with it, near sideline, brings it back a touch. This one's sent up the field. Tracking it down is Eva Karen. Brought over to Trinity Clark for Lamar. Now to Jimza. Tries to bring that up a level or 2. Deflected off the body of Linares. Good to see her back in the match.
Yes. Look how quick Angelina Thorson is. I love watching her play.
Back line a little lax by Lamar. Here's Herman's daughter with a nifty flick, and that one's just got too much air under it.
She's working that student section right there on that goal line, and she's the one that asked them to come, asked them to show up. So she's like, hey, let me give you a little something.
LSU last advanced in the NCAA tournament in 2018 on PKs against Boston University here. The last win that LSU had in Baton Rouge in the NCAA tournament was in 2009. Tigers hosted the first 2 rounds. They shut out Arkansas Pine Bluff 7-0. And then they tied Texas A&M 1-1 with a shot at advancing to the Sweet 16, but the Aggies won the penalty shootout. I remember that, was shooting camera for that. Wild atmosphere at the old park. You know, before they had updated the stadium, everybody was really close to the benches, and that was one of the better environments I'd ever seen for collegiate soccer up to that point.
Angelina with speed and space right here.
That one's tapped away by number 18, Alanes.
Opportunity for LSU to put it in the mixer.
That's Thorson, who's inside the front of the goal. Coming to take the kick should be Olivia Wilkes. Corner kick coming for LSU's grad transfer. And she's quickly underway. Curling in front of the goal. Just missing the header is McPartland. Shannon Cook will track it down in the corner. 2 defenders converging on her. Cook trying to get past her defender, and the whistle blows.
Well, this is what happens too. Cook wants to get in the mix. She's ready. She's ready for her opportunity at goal. She wants to be a part of this. She wants to have a goal in this game that she's helped create this crowd. She's been here so long. You know, this is her story, and very excited. So you're going to see her, I think, have a couple more moments where she flies up forward and wants to have a shot on goal.
Tiger Band comes to life in the north end zone. Molly Swift with it. Fantastic night here at the soccer pitch. Love to hear the fight song. They've got the tubas on hand. I saw you got a picture with them earlier before. I mean, that's an awesome atmosphere.
I did. I had to. It was a historic moment. It was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
We mentioned coming in that Lamar's offense very prolific, 39 goals scored on the year. The only times they have not scored this season came on September 8th against South Alabama. They tied 0-0, and then in that loss to Northwestern State, they fell 2-0.
Look, that South Alabama team, I had the pleasure of getting to watch play last week, and they're a strong team. So I mean, hard team to score on. They play fast style of soccer. And, you know, they were definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Here's Wilkes, puts this in towards the face of the goal. That'll go wide right after a deflection. We'll see who the officials call that on.
Corner kick.
Corner kick coming up for LSU. That'll be their third of the match. Another good opportunity for LSU, and we'll see some substitutions coming in.
Number 13, Tavon, in for number 7.
That's Jordan Johnson coming in for LSU.
Fabrizu in for number 15, Juice. And number 5.
Wasila Darari Sole getting out, getting a rest a little bit.
For the Tigers, number 12.
For Jordan Johnson, the junior out of Denver, Colorado, 1 goal, 1 assist on the year.
Hermanstadter's going to take the corner kick, and she's going to have an opportunity to put it in the mixer.
Derula Sawali.
2 assists on the year for Ida. That one's headed by Johnson, the senior, wide left.
Wow. That was good. She's smiling. She wanted a little bit more. She knew just a little bit different, a little redirection would have changed it. She's playing very well tonight, Megan Johnson.
McPartland just stepped on that one, and it keeps it in Lamar territory. LSU thought they had a scoring opportunity. Here's Linares bringing it up the field. Cariel Ellis leads all Lamar players with 2 shots attempted, only 1 of them on goal. Tigers have done a great job of playing keep away from Kataru, who has 12 goals on the season. Substitution, and Colby Coleman, the sophomore out of DeSoto, Texas, will come in, and Cariel Ellis will head to the Lamar bench. Kataru would love a chance. This one comes into her just off the penalty box. Kataru goes left. Oliveri on her.
Kataru is so good with the ball at her feet. No wonder she's offensive player of the year for the Southland Conference.
Whistle blows. I believe a throw-in for Lamar is coming. Make it a free kick.
Free kick, Lamar.
Here's the Houston native, Alanis, the defender of the year, trying to generate some offense. She does have 2 assists on the season. Kataru at the front of the box for Lamar. See if she can get some air under this one. She does. That one gets all the way down to the grass before it's deflected away by Jennings.
That's a good look. Nice, well-taken ball.
And off to the races is LSU.
Great pickoff. See if Hermanstadter can get control of this ball.
The feed up to Ida.
Wow.
Tries to send that one over the head of Panis, who had come out of the goal. That would have been insult to injury if you score like that, but a good look by Ida.
Very good look. Fancy. And you know what? She's the type of player that, you know, her awareness and you know, how she's played the game, where she's played the game, taking that type of chances is the kind of thing she would do and know that it's possible.
Sean talked to us about 2 weeks ago and said we played her kind of in a deeper role lately, sitting in front of the back four. That limits her offensive challenges a little bit. 2 players come down. Ida's one of them. But the idea of just kind of turning her loose on offense in the NCAA tournament, I'm sure that keeps some coaches up at night.
Yeah. Well, and she's a little nervous about her foot.
Hermanstadter with the attempt.
Ball.
Blocked out by Panis. Corner kick coming for the Tigers.
You know, you could tell in that first half, feeling the game and getting to watch her yesterday a little bit at practice, you know, seeing where she is, great shot. Look at, I mean, just her vision, knowing where it was, and the time that they gave her to get that off was amazing. You know, she was favoring a little bit, but you're seeing her play a little bit more creatively, and with a little less guard up on that ankle.
Nicole Panis, the goalkeeper of the year in the Southland, saves that one. Her 4th of the game. She has 4 saves and 3 goals allowed, one of them a penalty kick by LSU's netminder, Molly Swift.
Good touch by Megan Johnson.
There's an attempt off the top of the crossbar. You hear the groans on the deflection and saved by Panis.
Fantastic volley out of the air by Megan Johnson. Again, Megan is playing the best soccer we've seen her play this year tonight.
Now 12 shots in the game for LSU, 7 of them on goal. Staying aggressive here in the second half. 15 minutes remaining for Lamar, who has 15 wins on the year, just 1 loss and 2 ties. I feel like the LSU Tigers have done a nice job of kind of executing their will tonight. They wanted to run the offense their way. They've been able to do that. And it's nice to have a PK as well, kind of help you out.
Mm-hmm. But and just in continuing to play in a game and have a solid flow is great.
A couple of substitutions coming in for LSU. Jaden Humbird, number 29, will come in, along with Molly Baker, the original starter. Humbird, a Washington native. 13 matches on the year, 6 starts for her. Lamar trying to turn it around, go upfield. Abby Jimza just came in for Lamar. And now the Cardinals are off and running. Here's a feed up the field to Coleman. Coleman working on Jennings, and she's taken down at the corner of the box. Play continues. Coleman still down on the pitch for Lamar. No stoppage.
You know, for Lamar, I'm very impressed with number 10, Laura Linares. She's done a really good job. You know, she's very good with the ball at her feet. She reads the game very well and distributes the ball and finds the slots and seams, does a good job of finding her top 2 forwards up there.
Johnson takes that one away. Now Thorson with it.
Well, Megan Johnson was right there in the midfield for about 2 seconds where she was open with lots of space that would have been very, very dangerous against that Lamar defense.
Jennings takes a feed from Humbird, goes up the field with it. Running hard here is Lainey Gonzalez, the freshman out of Magnolia, Texas. This will be a goal kick coming. Gonzalez, in her freshman season, a defender. 14 matches. Looks to be a key piece of LSU's defense going forward. Does have an assist on the year.
Look at Megan Johnson.
Right-footed strikes. And right out in front of the box is Panis. She makes another save. Her 6th of the game. Johnson so aggressive.
Love it. Just great little touches. She's really getting to play just like in her flow, you know, like fantastic.
Ramirez battling for position. LSU's back line will take it with Jennings. Jennings with 18 matches started this year, 2 goals and an assist. She scored against Vandy and Mizzou. Now Shannon Cook with it. Back up to Jennings. Coleman giving her a little pressure. Got to be careful with Kataru inside the box on those passes.
That's a little on the danger side for me, like you said, with Kataru.
Header saves that one by Alanes. Now Linares with it. Pressure by Johnson for LSU. Nice crisp passing there.
Beautiful.
Just came into the game, and Humbird sends it up the field.
Beautiful.
Back to
LSU
Megan Johnson.
passing.
Molly Baker's to the right of her. Sends it up to Baker. Looking at Doblez. Baker dribbling. Cuts to her left. Opens this up now. There's a strike, low on the ground, and again, Panis is there to stop it.
That's that string of passing that makes LSU so dangerous. And when they do that and they find that rhythm, it creates lots of opportunities for the LSU offense.
Lainey Gonzalez with the first shot of the game for her, 6th of the season.
Angelina's going to continue that run. She's going to be on.
Thorson with it, just in front of the 18. That pass flicked out by Lamar.
Good turn by Megan Johnson.
Here's Kataru, and she's got green grass in front of her. 12 goals scored on the year. Here's an attempt by Kataru, and Lamar is on the board. Her 13th score of the season. No quit in Kataru.
No quit at all, and that's a dangerous ball with, like we just talked about, having someone like Kataru who's extremely confident with the ball at her feet, knows her space, knows how to handle herself with runners on her back like that, and does not feel pressure. She handled that very, very well.
So Lamar avoids being shut out for just the 3rd time this season. Their offense comes through and makes it a 2-score game with 9:40 remaining in the second half. The senior from Nairobi, Kenya, scores in the NCAA tournament. Cariel Ellis checks in, and there is some life on the Lamar sideline.
Yes, there is.
Oliveri trying to slow down Ellis, and Cook clears that one with a blast.
So the LSU defense, they've been a little bit relaxed. Now they need to tighten it up. Tighten it up.
Raylan Prince sends that one up the sideline. Prince looking to get it back. Here's Baker. She knows she has Prince to her left. She'll off the right crossbar.
That's the Molly Baker special right there. She knows how to find those angles. Is so good, so dangerous.
Thorson sends this one in. Panis has it. I thought Baker might have gone to the left of the goalkeeper. There was a little more room there. She tries to close it in.
No,
just off the bar.
She wants to do exactly what you. She's going to do the opposite of what you think she's going to do, and it's the special touch that she has.
This one is deflected off of Lamar. Here's a closer look.
Again, look at her. She wants that ball, and she loves to play the ball off her left foot. I mean, well done, well taken.
Baker now with 4 goals and 6 assists on the year.
I'm probably wishing that there was a couple more LSU players crashing that goal to get that ball that deflected off the side post.
1v1, cross comes in. Baker plays that one off her shoulder. Thorson almost comes away with a score. It's cleared by Lamar.
Well-driven ball by Thorson.
And Lamar's back line finally cleans it up.
Again, look at Ellis on that ball, receiving that ball the way that it was at pace. So good. She's so good receiving the ball, with her back and defenders on her. She keeps that ball within her range. Has a fantastic touch.
Nicole Panis now with 10 saves in this match. In towards the midfield, Cook hits the deck. Clock continues to run. Here's Thorson, the freshman. Lamar near sideline, sends it up the field. In towards Molly Swift. Just in front of the LSU band. Swift will pick it up, smartly runs some clock.
Swift trying to get the band involved. It's pretty cool hearing them play tonight here in Baton Rouge, the LSU soccer complex. Great run.
Here's a cross in. For
Clear
LSU, Garcia had it, loses her footing, and it's knocked out.
Thorson was wide open. All they needed was that ball one more time. Get that ball, pop that ball out wide to her.
Nicole Panis with a new season high, 10 saves against LSU. She previously had 9 against U of H back in early August. Thorson tries to blast this one in. It gets deflected by Lamar. Now Molly Baker, right-footed shot. That one's got too much air under it. Wide left.
And I don't know if you see Thorson, the way she moves, it's very smooth and fast, and when she sees the space, I mean, she slithers through the defense. These quick lightning steps, and just looks very light on her feet.
Back line for Lamar, puts that one up towards the midfield. Molly Baker tonight with 4 shots, 3 on goal, and an assist. Early in the first half, Ida Hermansdottir scored her 7th goal of the year. Got the assist from Baker. Here's Lamar trying to open it up, trailing by 2. Coleman to herself off her right heel. Pressure by Thorson. Shannon Cook looks the field, has played every minute so far tonight as we go under 5 minutes remaining. And LSU brings it back. Humbird will open it up, goes far sideline, gets it back.
Alicia Garcia over here on this far right sideline saying, like, move this ball over here. There's tons of space. She's so ready to get in on the action.
Johnson with it.
Hold it.
Right
hold
side. Sends one in well above the crossbar.
Substitutions for the Cardinals, number 10, Linares in the game for number 25.
Linares coming in for Coleman for Lamar. Here's Baker again. Off to her left is Garcia. Has to slow it down momentarily. 3 Cardinals in front of her. And they'll head that one forward. Kataru back in for Lamar. Just authored her 13th goal of the season.
Keep running with her. LSU's defense does not need to leave her alone.
Left corner of the penalty box, working 1v1 for Oliveri. Left-footed strike. No, it's a cross, and LSU steps in front of it.
Good ball movement for LSU and getting that ball, and you're seeing them create some opportunities and more chances here. Getting creative and seeing some new players get to come in. More and more depth.
It is official in Tallahassee. Florida State, the #1 overall seed in the tournament, advanced with a 3-0 win over Florida Gulf Coast. So if LSU can hold on this final 2:43, they will advance to the state capital of Florida and have a game against the Seminoles next weekend.
Who does Alabama play, Garrett? Do you know?
Right now, Bama is beating Jackson State 3-0. Could take a look at the bracket in just a moment and see who the Tide might match up with in the second round. Certainly a program on the come-up.
Yeah.
Even in years where LSU didn't have the offense they wanted and weren't winning games at a clip that everyone wanted, they'd still beat Alabama 3-0. Those days are over.
Those days are over, just like talking about. And might be tired of hearing the word parody, but that's what it's all about, and it's awesome. This is good movement.
Thorson with the cross.
But your Alabama team that played smart, and their coaches and their coaching staff, really, COVID was to their benefit. He worked that angle and kept the quality players, recruited, worked the transfer portal, and has built some momentum for that program.
Corner kick coming for LSU. That should be Jordan Johnson with the honors. The junior from Colorado puts it in the air. Hits the grass, bounces away. LSU with a chance on this deflection. And a takedown by Lamar just off the 6. Hitting the deck was Alicia Garcia. They'll say this is out of bounds off of LSU.
Free kick, Lamar.
You got the rally train coming through.
Kansas City Southern.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining.
1 minute remaining here in their first round match. Alabama would play the winner of Arizona State and Portland.
Ooh.
And as the number 1 seed, they would host.
Portland's a storied, a powerhouse in women's soccer back in the day. Again, a lot has changed in time, and it's wonderful. But again, one of those types of teams, though, that the battle of perception is on their side.
10, 9,
The final 10 seconds on the clock.
7,
A takedown in the box.
4,
And 4 seconds will be frozen on the clock. Shannon Cook will be called for the foul, and a kick coming for Lamar. The Cardinals can't win this match, but they can close the gap, Sarah.
They can close the gap. That was a smart, I think defensively, she went ball there. Ellis, good taking the fall there. And sold it.
If you're a defensive back and you're going to give up a touchdown, you commit pass interference to save the score. It doesn't matter if you put them right in front of the goal. You stop the score.
Yeah.
This will be number 19, Christine Kataru. 1 goal already in today's match. And a kick coming against Molly Swift. Swift, a competitor for the Tigers in her senior season. We'll try and snuff this out. Here's Kataru's attempt. And it's blocked by Swift, and that brings the Tiger fans to their feet.
Wow, way to go, Swift. Fantastic save to finish the game.
The LSU Tigers with a 3-1 win. It's victory for LSU on this dynamic save by Molly Swift.
Composed Kataro and Swift reading that well, taking the dive. Fantastic. A great save to finish this game and send them to Tallahassee.
LSU advances to play the defending national champion Florida State Seminoles next weekend. Congratulations to Sean Hudson on a well-coached game and a well-executed game by her Tigers.
Oh, 100%. I think fantastic, well played, great fight, organized play by Lamar. But